Well, I thought they took after their mother. Instead, they take after the plumber or the postman or the milkman. Or, yeah, they were milkmen back when they came around. I mean, God only knows. It sure gets old. I do wish I knew who the real fathers were. And they ain't the same. She was bopping a couple of different guys. But if I could figure out who they were, I've been practicing law long enough that I pretty well figure I could sue their ass and get all my money back that I sunk into those two deadbeats. It just chaps my ass that she couldn't tell me. I'd probably forgiven her. Maybe not. You know how it is. Yeah, boys, y'all need to go get your own paternity test. You can't tell by looking who's the daddy unless you're looking down at the genetic level. I've been in court thousands of times in paternity suits, and 4 out of 5 times, guy says he ain't the daddy, he's right.
Yeah. How y'all doing today? It's Taco Tuesday, monkeys. How y'all doing, man? Yeah. What's going on? This is Mr. Royce of Royce Media coming at you guys with another live stream. And we are here. Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. So, in the wonderful land of YouTube, there is a lot going on as usual. And I'm going to talk about some of that stuff today. One of the things I want to talk about is Biden courting the chicken and biscuit vote. Yeah, I'm about to make some of y'all upset. I'm about to make some of y'all upset. It is what it is. Because we know that some of you all love it when white people shuffle buck, when they play saxophones, when they do the and the bus stop with you and put hot sauce, pull hot sauce out of their purses and put it on their food. Y'all love it. Y'all love it. So we're going to talk about it today because I think it's time you take a look at how you're seen by the Dixiecrats. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other stuff today. Apparently, there was a bit of a discussion between Anton Daniels of the Anton Daniels channel, uh, I think formerly of the Peef Network, of the Millionaire Morning Show, so forth and so on. Anton Daniels is a content creator that I like. I like most of his content. I like most of his viewpoints. And he had a discussion with Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins, the Simp King. We call him Moist Watkins. And every time I see Boyce Watkins, I think about this right here. I want to show y'all something. This is what I think about. Hey, I feel like I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Yeah, sounds like I'm echoing a little bit. Let me let me do this. Let me do this. How's that? Is that better? Ain't that better? That's better. I want to show y'all something. Check this out. Let's do this. This reminds me of Boyce.
I feel the rain. 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 It's raining all over me. I'm moist. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. Lord, I'm damp. I'm damp. Oh Lord, I'm damp. I'm even wet. Wet. Wet all over for you, Lord. Wet. Lord, I'm wet. Wet. Will you open the floodgates? Sing!
Judge, you've been around when you're doing meeting with all these families. What part of the responsibility is mothers? What part of the responsibility is on the father? Because typically the blame goes on the father.
Well, there are no fathers. And see, the thing of it is, these men that just ran off and left the women, these women don't want the men.
Man, I'm here running my mouth. I'm running my mouth again. Every time I see that Moist song, I think about our guy, Moist Boyce Watkins. And I think about how one sided he is with the black love thing. I get it. has chosen black love as his hero to fight and die his battles on. Okay. I mean, that's no problem with me. You do what you want to do. My issue with that is that he doesn't look at the issue holistically. He doesn't look at the issue in the macro. He looks at it. He looks at one side as being a problem. It's the men, you know. And we know why he does that, because he's basically trying to finesse the women's pockets. But the thing about it is, Boyce Watkins can't ignore the fact that even in this day and age of same-sex marriages, when these women get together in same-sex marriages, they still get divorced the most. They do the most ass whooping. they, they do the most of all the stuff that is not conducive to a good marriage and relationship. They can't even be good partners with each other, boys. He doesn't look at that. He doesn't look at that at all. It's all you means. That's Boyce's whole thing. So basically, Anton Daniels, I guess he went on Boyce's platform, or I don't know, some type of way those two got on like a video conference, and they had the discussion, and they kind of clarified some points and stuff. Let me see if I can find that video so we can take a look at it. I think it's important for this part of our discussion today. Let me see if I can find it. And let me see. It looks like I found something right here. Let me see. Let me see the video. I'm gonna take a look at this video for Masculine NRG. This is not a content creator I'm real familiar with, but for purposes of today's conversation, we're gonna take a look at their video. Most of this stuff, the vast majority of stuff, I don't look at before I present it to you, because I want the viewpoints to be organic. I want to have that discussion, learning as you all learning. I think it's important, and it's fun. It's fun. You know, I kind of like the surprise, new discovery factor. And so that's kind of what I want to play into, if you understand what I'm saying. Let me see if I can pull this up so we can take a look at it together, and we'll talk about it. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Let me So shout out to Masculine NRG. I'll be checking out some more of your content to see what it's like, and we'll go from there. But we're gonna take a look at this video first that you got going, and here we go. Fair use, fair use.
I think that attacking is not the best approach. I think that we can build without having a scapegoat. I feel like the single black mother is what's the scapegoat. It started with the Kevin Samuels thing when he realized how many views he was going to get. Remember, Kevin Samuels did content for years. Nobody paid attention. I don't know him. He looks a little bit like Rick Ross's cross-eyed brother or something. I have no idea. But anyway, he loves to join in the chorus of these really disgruntled black men that give this crazy, horrible advice for people that can keep identifying the problem. I'm a mathematician. We solve problems. We don't just complain about them. So it looks like Anton's in here. Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So I assume that you have some things to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and just be quiet and give you the floor.
Because we just fundamentally disagree on a lot of different things. I remember all of the times where you were throwing shots, voice. You threw a lot of shots in a lot of the different red pill content spaces. You throw comments inside of Instagram posts that's specifically referencing me on videos that they repost to me. You say you throw ad hominem attack.
Hey, yeah, Anton, that's right. Get at him. Get at him, Anton. Yeah, let him know. I've been watching what you've been doing. Yeah, let him know. Let him know. Call him to the carpet. Let's go. Fair use, fair use.
It's like, oh man, he must be cross-eyed or stuff like that. And that's cool. I don't have any problems with that because it's cool. We all content creators and people are going to get shots. But then you can't complain on the other side when people reference you because you always playing victim or you always trying to act like you don't understand why people have a problem with you. It's because you do things like that. But then you want to sit here and posture and say, well, we should all talk like men. You started it.
Mm.
You absolutely started it. And so when other people start to get shine or when other people's message start to resonate with other men, then you throw shots instead of having a conversation with them. You know, you need to check that. You do a lot of that when you talk about empowerment, but you always throw shots at different content creators. But then
Yeah, yeah. I've seen. I agree with Anton with this. I've seen Boyce Watkins do this with people like um, Kevin Samuels, who he mentioned earlier in the video clip. I've seen him do this with guys like Tommy Sotomayor. I've seen him do this with guys like Coach Greg Adams, so forth and so on. Uh, so we know that Boyce Watkins, he likes to slick this and he likes to say a lot of slick stuff and all. And what he's really doing, he's pandering to his audience, number one. Number two, he's taking for granted the fact that doing this stuff in a digital manner will not get him punched in the mouth. He's taking for granted that most of these guys will not pull up on him and physically confront him for the stuff that he says. You know, and again, it's a false sense of bravado and in himself and that he presents to his female viewers. So it's really cool to see Anton pull up on him. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
when it's time to have a conversation in the past, you say, well, I'm not paying attention to it. I don't really reference it. It's not a big deal. I think that's not right. That's not right, boys. Go ahead. I'm
You made
sorry.
a great point. You no, you really exposed me with that because you're right. Sometimes I go in the land of petty. Like I think, for example, and it really is it is a type of hypocrisy that I've always had to confront because it's like I had, and you're not the first person I've had that kind of disagreement with. Kwame Brown really had a problem. I mean, this dude made 12 videos or something in a row about me. I didn't watch any of them. So there, that part about ignoring it, I really do ignore it because I want to focus. But if you really look at it, I said his name first instead of, and I wasn't trying to insult him, but I said his name, he got offended, and that was the reaction. So you could be right. I've been accused of being a provocateur before. And so first off, I want to acknowledge that and even apologize for that.
The only thing that I'm saying is, if you dish it out, you just got to be willing to take it back.
The fact that it seems to me that we can't have this conversation about dating and relationships without it somehow sounding like we're getting clicks and views by bashing black women. And I know that it's not all women, and I get it, but I don't see the same level of accountability being pushed toward like single mothers. Like, what
sitting here running my mouth. So, boys, this is untrue. We know this is untrue because over the last 60 years, you had a genre of music where, you know, the ninjas ain't crap. Uh, you know, what's wrong with all these men, so forth and so on. The color purple, different stuff like that. This stuff has been going on. It's been going on for the last 60 years. And you want to come along and play like this isn't happening? Come on, boys. You're being very disingenuous. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
What the fuck is wrong with single? Like every single mother is not a hoe. Some of them literally got abandoned by some raggedy ass Negro who didn't handle his responsibility. We don't talk about that.
We've been talking about it for the past 50 years. Guys by default have always been held accountable, largely for the things that they do because we don't have a safety. But when we speak, of course, there's going to be the anomaly. Of course, there's going to be the woman who was widowed. Of course, there's going to be a lot of different women that are in certain circumstances. But when we speak to the majority. We don't speak to the minority. And statistically speaking, the overwhelming majority of women are having babies with a small minority of men. But we live in a society where women have advocated for equal. They've advocated for equal when it comes to what benefits them, but not advocating for equal when it comes to holding themselves accountable for the decisions. I can hold every single guy accountable, and every single guy can clean up their mess in their life. But it only takes a percentage of 1% of men to then get with all of the women that then choose this exact same type of guy, have a child by him, but then they'll start to hold all men accountable for the idea that they chose wrong because they know that they
Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Hold on, let me. All right, all right. Okay, so we're quick to call men into account and tell them that they are responsible for the choices they make. And I agree. We are. Men generally are responsible for the choices they make. But somehow, when it comes to women, we have to be understanding. Somebody chose for that. They're not responsible for anything, but they can make all of these choices, and that's where the conflict comes in. you know. But as far as it goes with Boyce Watkins, never mind that. It's the men's fault, no matter what. There are women that I've never seen and will never meet in my lifetime. Somehow, it is my fault as a man that their lives didn't turn out the way they wanted it to turn out. Imagine that. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Should not be opening their legs and carrying before they marry. All of the things that we have as far as men being able to say, okay, well, I'm going to be held accountable for the fact that I chose this woman or I had children with this woman, which the overwhelming majority of single men don't have children out of wedlock. That's a statistical fact. Because what about him? What about the guy that took care of his business, was on top of things, did not have children out of wedlock, made sure that he leveled up and took care of his business? If we care about him, why would we say, hey, you need to go and get with a woman that then messed up her life, instead of pairing him with a woman that's more closely or equally yoked with the direction of his life that he's going in? Why should it be the responsibility of somebody that didn't create that situation, instead of holding the person accountable that did, like we do to men every day, since we live in a society where we've advocated for feminism and equality, especially equality with regard to decision and what you can choose to do as far as for a living?
Why is it that we would say, for example, look at a child as
Great point, Anton. Great point. I think what Boyce is going to do is he's going to insert the "what about the children" argument. What about the children? What about the children? What about the children? You, Boyce Watkins, won't say anything about uh, these children, these same children, being able to pick their genders at 6 years old, being able to go get abortions and stuff without notifying their parents. You don't have an issue with that, but you have an issue with men not wanting to pair with women who already have children because you're looking out for the sake of the children. Wrong answer, man. Wrong answer. Let's go.
somebody else's mess to clean up? So why is it that we would go out and tell men, don't be no step baby daddy, don't be no, I think it was I used crash dummy or something like that. I honor those men. I like let's seriously I really have admiration for the men who say, you know what, I didn't make this mess, but it's my community. I'm gonna clean up. If I see a piece of trash in my neighborhood, I'm not gonna be like, well, that's not my trash. Somebody got to go pick this up. I'm not.
Boys, it ain't your neighborhood. It ain't your neighborhood. Hey, if you didn't put the kids in the woman, it's not your problem. That's between her and the man she's with. That's not your problem. But do continue, Captain Stepdaddy.
Picking it up because it's not my responsibility. No, I think it's all of our responsibility. The studies show that women are attracted to the top 10% of men, but I don't necessarily always look at it all as just like, okay, all these women were just stupid. Sometimes they literally fall in love with the guy and they really think it's going to work out, and maybe their daddy couldn't, nobody taught them how to discern between the two.
I don't even want to be in the presence of a woman that's tainted. You don't have a chance because he already had you. Listen, if it's that easy for me to get it, I don't feel that special because he hit it and he hit it and Dreadhead hit it and Umar hit it. Boys didn't hit it. Boys didn't hit it. He didn't have a chance. We ain't worried about boys. And the favorite football player hit it and the basketball player hit it and the homie from the hood hit it and they ran a train on you before that, and then you had a kid by him and you had a kid by him and you had a kid by him, and then for some reason you think you're supposed to be sitting in the presence of kings. Since when did that happen? How is it that we started qualifying ourselves for people that we don't even qualify to sit in front of? And then they want you to be a step.
All right, we're gonna stop right here. What do you all think about this interaction between Boyce Watkins and Anton? I know some of you all may have seen the entire video. The entire video is on one of their platforms, or you can go over to Masculine NRG and check it out. But what do you all think? I I think it was a good conversation. I think it was something that it was past time that it needed to be had. It was past time that Anton Daniels needed to be needed to pull up on Boyce and really confront Boyce about some of the stuff he says. I think it was high time that it was done. So salute to Anton Daniels for doing what he did. I appreciate it. Moving on, I got some other topics I want to talk about. Let's talk about. I've got a little video, and the video is pretty much the subject of what this live stream is about today. It's about the chicken and biscuit vote. You know, in my opening monologue, I talked about, how the black American voter loves when white Dixiecrat politicians tap dances for him. It makes him feel happy. It makes him feel wanted and accepted. And um, depending on who it is and how much they already like this politician, they'll even call this they'll say, that's a black man. The, the, the most goofiest stuff I've ever seen before in my life. I saw it with Bill Clinton. He black. He black. It's always these older boomers that do that mess. It's the boomers. It's my mom's generation. Uh, the free love, sex, drugs, and rock and roll generation. Uh, the end of the civil rights era generation. The 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 leaders of the single single mother, uh, men abandoning their children generation. This was a generation of all this crazy legislation that we have now was to correct the nonsense of the boomers. And it is the boomer voters that it is black boomers that these Dixiecrat politicians, this is who they're tap dancing for. From Nancy Pelosi wearing the kente cloth and doing the black fist pose in the White House. It was about a year or two ago. Oh my God, it was real. It was real corny. You had that. You had Bill Clinton playing the saxophone. You had uh, Hillary Clinton talking about hot sauce in her purse, and now Mr. Dixiecrat Prime himself is eating fried chicken with a black family. You know, I am at the point to where when white Americans say fried chicken, I am real keen to how they say it. I am always on the lookout for that fried chicken. I can't stand it. And I make it a point to cuss them out when they go that, you want some fried chicken. I make it a point to verbally blow their wigs back when they do that. I can't stand it. And, I mean, other than that, fried chicken is a delicious meal. It is. But whenever you hear that fried chicken, there's something malicious behind it. I don't care what you say. There is something malicious. There is something patronizing. When they do that, they're trolling. But you boomer blacks, you love it, and a lot of you Gen Xer too. A lot of you you Gen X churchies, y'all love it. Y'all love it. You know, when they do the fried chicken, y'all love it. Y'all love it. Makes you feel special. Makes you feel like somebody wants a stepchild. I swear that's what's going on in your mind. So when Kanye West said slavery was a choice, I agree. You all didn't really understand what he was telling you. He was telling you the very stuff you complain about is the very stuff you stay around and you embrace it. He was telling you it's a choice. But let's take a look at this video of the Grand Wizard eating chicken, eating a fried chicken dinner with a black family, so that he can attempt to get millions of votes, because that's how they play you all. All it cost us was we got 11 million votes from these people, and all it took was us sitting down with them in the same house and eating a fried chicken dinner. That's what it is. This is how you all play yourself. Let's take a look at this video. Let's take a look at this video. Fair use, fair use.
How many you got chicken fingers? You got the whole deal. I want the root of making sure I had the hamburger.
Have you seen the video of Joe Biden eating fried chicken with the black family? Just chilling, because, you know, that's how he rolls.
Hey, listen, even the white guy, he's telling you without telling you that it's some bullshit. He's telling you without telling you. He's letting you know, look at this motherfucker, man. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. You all, when they tell you what they are, believe them. They're showing you what they think of you. Your vote is only worth a fried chicken dinner. One time. Fair use, fair use. Let's continue.
So the Biden administration, and more importantly, the Biden campaign, they are still in drastic damage control right now. They are reeling from that report last week that told the American people officially in a legal court document, well, what the American people have already seen and heard with our eyes and ears, that Joe Biden is incapable of being the president of the United States. This document, of course, said that he was incapable of defending himself in court, and that a jury would just give him a pass because they just see a senile, old, amiable man there in front of them. And that's exactly what our allies and enemies around the world see. And it's what we see. We've been seeing it. We've seen his decline. So they're in damage control mode. And it manifests in a brand new video that they put on their TikTok page as well as their YouTube page. We'll get to the TikTok part in a minute, but I want you to see what this video looks like. It's Joe having a meal with a black family.
How many you got chicken fingers? You got the whole deal. I want the root of making sure I had the hamburger. So tell me about you guys. What you doing these days?
Why don't you share about your passion in sports?
I'm playing AAU basketball right now.
Are you really? Are you guard?
Yes, sir.
Now, what grade you in?
7th grade.
7th grade.
Right now, I'm just doing basketball, playing guard on the.
You know, I'm going to say this. Joe Biden could have did this 3 years ago after he won the election. He could have did this 2 years ago. He could have did this last year. Why now, Joe? Why now, Mr. President? Why now? Something doesn't seem right about this. Something seems real questionable, especially knowing what's going on with the impending 2024 election. This looks really suspect. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like the smell of this, Joe. I mean, any family would be honored to have a dinner with the president. This is something you could have did after you won the 2020 election. But instead, you hired a transgender. You made a transgender cabinet member and then an admiral. That was more important than sitting down with your constituents. Yeah, it stinks, Joe. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
JV team for my school.
How about in school? How y'all doing in school? You should tell the president about the school.
Favorite thing about it is the business academy I'm in. We get to like travel, so we've been to like NC State, Wait Tech, and
You're kidding me.
we went to this small dry cleaning business, and it's cool. It's a great experience.
I'm impressed. Is that a new program at the school?
Yes, sir, it is. It just started just a couple of years ago.
You know how much this guy loves you. You just feel it, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Your dad jumped in front of a bull for you. By the way, we dads are hard to raise. Once you're a teenager, we're hard to raise. So you gotta be patient with us, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
A little patient.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better now. He seems totally capable and in command of major high-level legislative affairs domestically and national security concerns around the world. Are you kidding me? This is the best they got? This is what we got to stick by. We got to show that Biden is great and coherent and really, on his best game. Yeah, let's throw that video out there. This is an embarrassment. He barely was able to put together more than one or two sentences without edits. And because I'd love to see the raw footage of this, by the way. But if you're trying to tell us that the president of the United States is completely lucid, has a great memory, and capable of doing his job, and to prove it, you show him making small talk with a family who's forced to be there and eat and talk to him. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not assuaging any of our fears. Also, not to be too nitpicky.
Shout out to the host on Town Hall. It's not just fears, buddy. It's skepticism and suspicions. He's not dissuading any of that. When I look at this, I know that there's something wrong. It's not that, I don't know. It's not fears. I know something's wrong. I know this is a sleight of hand. I know that this is political shenanigans. I know that this is disingenuous. There's no fear in that, but there is suspicion. There is maybe it's my years of police intuition, but I smell some bullshit. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
But I'm guessing the White House catered this meal. They brought the food for the family. Who had the bright idea of making sure that the black kids all got fried chicken and Biden stuck with a hamburger?
Wait,
that
he
doesn't
couldn't
quite
even
look
eat
right,
the fried
does it?
chicken.
Especially considering, Joe Biden's past.
Hey, so Uncle Joe didn't even eat fried chicken. He got a hamburger. He got a hamburger. Black America, do you not see how you're being played? Do you not see what these Democrats are doing? And do you not see how you're complicit in this garbage? They usually say a picture's worth 1,000 words. If that's true, then a video is worth 1 billion. And we're seeing how the Dixiecrats are playing Black America and how Black America's playing itself. Slavery was a choice. Kanye was right. Let's continue. Let's continue fair use.
His history of rather racist things that he has said and done and voted for. I mean, it's not me saying this. It's his own vice president, Kamala Harris, who chastised him for being racist back in the campaign. I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe Biden could have taken one for the team and had the fried chicken as well. Meanwhile, they put out a longer version of this video over on YouTube.
Let's stop right here with this video. Let's shut this video down right here. So, what do y'all think, man? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Your votes depend on this. How you're moved by this video is going to influence, believe it or not, is going to influence a lot of how the direction you all vote in. Because this man does not have the economy on his side. He does not have foreign policy on his side. He does not have national security on his side. So, since he doesn't have this stuff to stand on as a platform, he's using fried chicken as his platform. He's using fried chicken as his platform. Fried chicken is his platform. What do y'all got to say about that? How do y'all feel about that? Is having a fried chicken dinner with a black family acceptable for a vote for a man who is responsible for foreign policy, who is responsible for the border crisis, who is responsible for where our money and our aid is going to? Is that sufficient for a man who says no reparations to black Americans? Was since he ate fried chicken with a black family, it's gonna be okay. We'll push reparations down the road. That's what it seemed like you all are settling for. It's wild. It's wild. He ate a fried chicken dinner with a black family, so it's all good now. It's all good for the Democrats. Yeah. Slavery was a choice. Slavery is a choice. Think about it. Remember what he said to Charlemagne, the sex criminal? Y'all remember what he said? If you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. These people tell you what they think of you constantly, and y'all let them off the hook. You let them off the hook. They tell you what they think of you constantly, and you let them off the hook. Slavery is a choice. Slavery is a choice. I guess as long as you all get your chicken and biscuits and your saxophone players and your politicians that sing Al Green songs, it's all good. I'm like this at this point. I'm like this with Black Americans. If you have not actively served in the U.S. military and registered for selective service in the draft, you don't deserve to vote. They had sexy red at the White House. Chicken and biscuit vote. This guy Biden during the 2020 election, he reached out and did an interview with Cardi B. First of all, Cardi B is not black. She may be Afro-Latino, but she is not black. She is not a primarily English-speaking person who is of sub-Saharan African descent who has a legacy under the British crown. That is not her. She's Latino. It's a different empire. So she's Afro-Latino, Morenita, something like that, but she's not black. But it was more important that he talked to her rather than talking to someone like King Randall. Rather than had he, as much as I don't like Umar Johnson, had he spoke to Umar Johnson, I would have gave him a pass. Had he spoke to a Tariq Nasheed, I would have gave him a pass. Had he spoke to a Tommy Sotomayor, I would have been like, okay, you're trying to move in a certain direction. Had he spoke to Ice Cube, I would have said, okay, maybe they're trying to figure out something. You spoke to Cardi B, a Dominican rapper from the Bronx. This is what they think of you all, Black America. This is what these Dixiecrats think of you all. Y'all keep letting them off the hook. Fried chicken and biscuit vote. Yeah. Keep on playing yourselves. Keep on playing yourselves. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, anyway, I've rambled on long enough. We're going to shut this down for now. I'll come back at a later time. We'll talk some more. Figure out what we can figure out. Babble some more. This is Mr. Royce of Royce Media. Like, share, and subscribe. Get in the comment section. If you have topics you would like me to discuss, or you have show ideas, either send me an email. My email is in the bio, or hit me on my DM if we're Facebook friends. And if it's something I can talk about, I will talk about it. Anyway, y'all be safe. Have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.